I thought I married the love of my life, but after years of sacrifice, he tried to trap me into motherhood without my consent. When I tried to leave, he did something I never imagined he was capable of. Okay, Reddit, I am not sure what I am doing, but I am at my wit's end. My heart has been ripped from my chest and my world is falling apart around me. I can't talk to my family, my friends just tell me to let him go. A part of me agrees with them and another part just wants to fight for it. I'm just emotionally and mentally at a loss. So I don't know, but here it goes. My partner M26 and I, F26, have been together for 4 years and 3 months. We will call him Jack. We met when his mom hired me for their family business and parent trapped us. We actually went to high school together as well, just never hung out in the same crowds. The connection we had just radiated to others. People always commented on it. And I felt, maybe still feel like, that I finally found my person. Someone who understands me. My soulmate, if you will, and believe in that. He was so attentive there in the beginning. He bought me jewelry, flowers, pew etc. We live in a small town, hunt for our meat, just anything he wanted to. And don't get me wrong, I never seen it as a red flag, though it could be. But I did pay attention in the beginning. He never turned or made those things an issue. He made it a safe place. And I let myself bask in the love and attention for once. I got close to his family. His mom is like a second mom to me. I'm included in every family event or gathering. They will stop in and check on me at work, which is more than my own family. We go out for Sunday brunch here and there. It's just very loving and supportive compared to what I'm used to. I knew it was too good to be true. When we got together, he was working harvest, so it was a long-distance relationship for the first 6 months. I felt that was good for us. We learned to be together while away from each other. We had to plan time so we could call and talk to each other. We Snapchatted and texted. He wanted to send rent home even though he wasn't living with me. I never let him though until he actually moved in with me. The house, generous term for the holy shoebox, I was living in wasn't deplorable, but it wasn't really livable either. Hole in the roof, rotted windowsill, a breaker box that would overheat if a fly farted, but it was a roof over my head. And it was some semblance of security and stability for me. Prior to this relationship, I was house hopping, as I call it, because my ex wouldn't work and got us kicked out of the last house for arguing with a landlord. Before that, shortly after I turned 18, I became homeless and lived in my car for 8 months. So this tiny shack was like a brand new Ferrari Spider for me. And rent was cheap. To him, it was a prison. I lived in town and he was used to the country. So I get it. But I have come from literally nothing. So everything I worked for, even if it wasn't much, was big for me. And here's the thing, I also wanted to eventually get a home in the country. My life dream is to homestead, be self-sufficient, raise a couple kids and be a damn good stay-at-home mom/wife. About 2 to 3 years into the relationship, his buddy fell on hard times and I offered to let him stay with us so he could get back on his feet. Didn't ask him for rent. Didn't ask him to clean. Just asked him to pay for some food because the two of them could eat me out of house and home. He was there for 6 months, Jack and I never got us time. We couldn't have a conversation without him literally shouting from his room to join it. It was just becoming a lot. He always had something to say like don't get married, don't have kids. Only because he had a kid with a girl and they didn't work out. My cat, who is typically just shy and runs from new people, got to the point she would hiss at the door right before he walked in. She even stood in front of me one time in a protective stance, hissed and growled. It came to the point I told Jack his friend had to leave. I gave him a month to find a place. I don't think Jack was ever upset with me over it. And I did my very best to not let my short introduction influence his childhood friendship. I have never kept him from his friends. And I have never kept him from his family. Fast forward a year and my aunt was moving out of her house in the country. So I jumped at the opportunity. Told Jack about it. He seemed stoked to finally get out of town. The rent was a little more expensive but still cheap for 5 bedrooms, 2-car garage and some land. And no holes in the roof. This was the place we could finally start building a family like we talked about. It was probably a month after moving into the country house. I was frustrated that day. Jack had been drinking and at one point he made a comment about him not liking my cat. Which fine, just why say it like he did? So I just walked away cause I didn't want to hear it. Wrong move. He blew up. Started calling our relationship shitty. Was bending down with his face in mine yelling. Asking why are we even together. I was so dumbfounded and tried to calm things down. Told him I just didn't like what he had said. He doesn't have to like my cat, I just don't want to always hear it. Mind you, I had this cat before we even got together. Side note, whenever things get a little sticky he always reverts to why are we together stuff like that. It kept going and going, so I went inside to get away from him. Wrong move. He followed me inside and kept yelling at me. I tried to go to the bedroom and shut the door and he busted it open and got in my face again. I turned around and walked to my side of the bed to lay down and go to bed. Wrong move. He jumped on the bed up and down and told me I wasn't sleeping tonight. I needed to get out. It was his house, etc. When I tried to ignore him and go to sleep anyways, that pissed him off even more. So then he brought my dog into it, started saying, "Come on Merlin, let's go play in the cow pen." I panicked cause no way did this man just threaten my dog. Those cows would tear him up. He doubled down full force and said if we split up he would off Merlin. God, even writing this out brings back goosebumps. It was just getting worse, so I grabbed the house keys and hid them. I don't know why, I just didn't want to be locked out without a way in. We were standing in our dining room at this point and he kept getting in my face and yelling. I would push him back hard enough to get him out of my face and put space in between us, asking him to stop. His next time coming at me, he basically ran into me while doing it, so I grabbed the closest thing to me, which happened to be my birthday present, and threw it on the ground in his direction. Probably wrong move. I realized nothing was going to calm down, so I called his mom. That's when he tried taking my phone from me. His mom heard it all. She came over, calmed him down, we all talked outside. And things calmed down after that. The next day I asked him to quit drinking because that's what caused him to lose all control and roll with the anger. He quit for a week. I gave the benefit of the doubt like a dumb biatch and told myself this was a one-time thing. A couple months later on his birthday he came home from the casino. He had been drinking. I had a whole birthday surprise set up for him. A cake, presents displayed on the table around. It wasn't much, but I really put thought into it. He seemed so happy by it, went into his pew-pew room, came out, sat down in the chair in front of me. Pulled his phone out, started recording and proposed. I was happy, but a part of me was disappointed. He knew how I wanted to be proposed to. There wasn't one right way, but this didn't feel genuine. Like he was riding his buzz. And he even told me he had to do it his way, so you know what, okay. Really, I just want to spend the rest of my life with my partner. A month after the proposal we got a call from the landlord. This is 4 months into renting this new place, that she was selling it. I felt like everything was crashing around me, but I pulled up my big girl britches and got to work. I called lenders, agents, banks. I lived, breathed and ate Zillow and sites similar. Scrolling FB Marketplace. Every house I showed him wasn't good enough. I would tell him beggars can't be choosers and we may have to make a decision based off our needs, not wants. I asked him to go to the bank to get a small $1,000 loan to start building credit because that was stopping us. I had credit from my car loan. I had asked him a year ago to do this loan to start building it up, but he just didn't take it seriously. And didn't like me telling him what to do. After arguing and fighting, he finally went to the bank and got the loan. Cool, now we wait. Which has been agonizing. That was all in February. About a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, we got into another really big fight. He had just lost his job a week prior, but I told him the day he lost his job, I am not mad at him and everything will be okay. We can get through this. Anyways. He had been drinking, and Merlin dog had brought a opossum up to the house. It was okay, but Jack flipped out, had his pew-pew in his hand and was yelling at Merlin that he always has to be the one cleaning up his messes. Referring to Melrin bringing a rabbit to us that unfortunately didn't make it. I told him I didn't appreciate him doing that, especially with a pew-pew in his hand. He told me he would never hurt Merlin. I told him that hard to believe when you were waving a pew-pew threatening him with it. Merlin got up on the couch behind me, and same thing is that one night he kept coming at me, so I would push him away from me. We made it into the kitchen. Now I could get him away from Merlin, and I asked him, "Why are you doing this? I know you don't want to be like your father, so why are you doing this?" His father was extremely physically aggressive to him as a kid until he didn't have to go to visitation anymore. Probably also wrong move. I guess I just hoped that he would see the seriousness. That's when he got in my face and said, "I can show you my real dad if you want." I refused to show any fear and asked him why though. Why would he want to do that? He got so upset he picked up a chair and threw it a foot next to me at our microwave stand. Broke the glass vase I had up there, it shattered and sent glass and water at me. Knocked everything off the counter. Broke the stand. It was a mess. Then he went outside. I locked the door and began cleaning up the mess so the animals wouldn't get hurt. In that process he tried to come back inside and was banging and pounding on the door. Once I cleaned everything up, I unlocked the door, took my animals and went to bed. He has avoided me since, barely talks to me. I asked him to get help where I was done. Any kind of help. Counseling, AA, seeing a doctor's, talking with me. Something, anything. He said he would look into it like before but never did. Then just flat out told me he didn't need help. He doesn't feel he needs it. He likes to drink. He can control it, it's just the hard stuff. I made him mad. Etc. A week ago he started to move stuff out, but then agreed to work on things. But he has gone back to avoiding me, and last night he said he no longer wants a relationship. He is tired, he doesn't want to communicate, he just wants to be alone. Honestly, I don't really know why I am writing this. The answer seems obvious. I guess I am just hoping for advice anywhere in this situation. I don't want to lose the man I love to his demons, but I also know it's not my choice. So Reddit, help me out. I am sure I sound desperate trying to hold on to something like this, but honestly I kind of am. We have planned and built a foundation for a future. I know the alcohol is the biggest problem. He can drink heavily. But if he is refusing to seek help, refusing to talk to me, and refusing to work on things, I mean, my answer is right there. I don't know, I am done. I am sorry for the long post. Those of you who have read all of this, thank you, and please be kind. I am not in a good place already and I just need some verbal help. Thank you.